Do you struggle with sore muscles or tight muscles, and it has a negative impact on your either athletic performance the next day or even just getting up the stairs? Recently, I did a roll and release workout because I've been doing a running workout. My legs felt like lead. And I just wanted to share with you with my sports massage experience, my background. I've been a qualified sports massage therapist now for about 15 years. Thai yoga, deep tissue. I volunteer in hospice with patients and do a lot of sort of manipulation with patients in hospice. And I can say categorically how powerful and impactful massage, manipulating our body tissues, is on the whole of our health, both mental health and physical health. Well, I have, a bit like Blue Peter, I have my trusty foam roller. Now, if you're going to get a big one, if you're going to get a foam roller, get a big one. This is one of the long ones because it just gives you a bit more play space when you're rolling. Rollers, you can get different types. I tend to use that type rather than the one with knobbles on because I know I will use that. And if I've got really tight sore muscles, I'm going to get on that. If I've got really tight sore muscles, I'm probably going to be a wimp and I'm not going to get on the knobbly one because they are more painful. And so get one that you're going to use and then commit to using it. The reason I'm sharing this is because normally I'm doing this running program. I'm going through it the second time round. And I did a run recently where I really struggled. It was a sort of long, slowish run, but my legs felt like lead. And I don't know about you, sometimes, if you run up a flight of stairs, you get to the top, you're just thinking, what happened? Whew. And it felt like that. It was a real struggle. And the first time round when I did this running program, and I was a real newbie runner, I know I did better at that particular workout. So it's just like, what's wrong? So I did a roll and release massage session because, if you're single, as I am, you don't have people around you that can help massage you. I mean, yes, of course, I could massage my legs, but it's still not as beneficial as when you go for a proper full-on sports massage. You might not be able to afford for a proper full-on sports massage. You might not know anyone who can do it for you. To be honest, it's where I used to work. I've pretty much had the catchment in that area because good sports massage therapists were hard to find. And, you want a massage that's really going to be effective on the tissues. So in this video, I'm just going to explain to you the benefits of doing rolling on your muscles specifically, and, how you can sort of help improve your muscular health, as well as understand why we should be rolling, to give you a good overview of sort of the benefits and what you can do to help yourself. So first and foremost, massaging, it gets rid of lactic acid that's built up in our bodies. It helps it sort of flushes out toxins. It also helps deliver nutrients to the cells. So any kind of manipulation is going to be beneficial. And most parts of the body you can roll. Now, some are more difficult than others. Like the very top of your shoulders, that's going to be pretty hard. I have actually got a video on YouTube which is specific for, I think I sore muscles and stiff shoulders, or stiff neck, I think I called it. I broke my neck. I properly broke my neck quite a few years back, and my neck has a tendency, particularly if I'm not very well, to really tighten up. So I'm really hot on my shoulder and neck stretches. So if you need some additional help, have a look for that YouTube video. In fact, I'll link to it in this, and then you'll be able to easily find it. But the whole concept of exercise is the fact that we break down muscular tissue, and then as we recover, as we stop the exercise, and then that recovery period allows the muscular tissue to then build back up, but stronger. So that's how you can turn a flabby, weak muscle into a strong and toned muscle. And, just understand also that a tight muscle is not a healthy muscle. A toned, plump muscle is a healthy muscle. You want to have some flexibility in there. And each of our muscle fibers is surrounded by, it's almost like, like in a sausage, it's got that very fine skin around it. Well, that's a bit like each of our muscle fibers. And then each muscle group is surrounded by this fascia, connective tissue. And then each bundle of muscles is also surrounded by that connective tissue. And then beneath our skin, we also have connective tissue that sort of just almost like shrink wraps the whole body. And, you know, it'd be nice if it sort of shrink wrapped it a bit tighter in some areas, but it doesn't. However, we don't want tight shrink wrap. So essentially what happens is when we have a muscle that gets inflamed, it can cause the connective tissue to actually stick to the muscle. It forms like a sort of gluey substance, and it becomes fibrous and they can join together. When you refer to having a knot in your muscle, that's what it is. It's called an adhesion, and that's what happens when the inflammation of the muscle makes the connective tissue stick to it, and it creates that bunching up underneath the skin. So the whole point of rolling is to actually help to smooth out the muscular tissue and to help to get rid of some of those adhesions. And you will also find that if you're sort of like I was doing on my quads, there'll be sore patches, and those are the bits that you really want to focus on, either hold or focus on rolling backwards and forwards over it. There are people out there that say don't roll on the IT band. The IT band, just show you quickly, it's this bit down the side of the thigh muscles. I get trained by an international track athlete. I am in regular daily contact with highly trained professional workout people, trainers. They all roll their IT band. So I've just come across a few articles saying you shouldn't, or it does no good. Even when we were learning how to do our deep tissue and sports massage therapy, we were taught to do the IT band. So I regularly do mine. I don't think there's any harm in doing your IT band at all. It can get very tight, particularly if you're a runner. That can get really, really tight, and it can also get really jangly. It can just like, when you do your glutes, and in my case, my calf muscles, it makes you a bit sweaty. It shouldn't be agonizing. If you've torn a muscle, you don't want to be rolling it. If you've got any kind of injury, you don't want to roll. You can roll around the injured area if you're able to, but don't roll on the injured area. So rolling, you want to be doing 1 to 2 times a week. I work out, I do proper intentional movement most weeks, 6 days a week. So I do a roll and release at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. Today, I will be doing another roll on my quads just to sort of help loosen them up a bit more, so that next time I go running, I know that I've got that availability back. Because the great thing about rolling and also stretching after each workout, or before each workout, you should warm up, do dynamic stretches. So that's like moving stretches. So you're not holding a particular stretch for any period of time. You're sort of scooping your hamstrings, or you're just putting up your bending your legs so that your heel touches your bum, and then just alternating, but keeping the movement, not actually holding that stretch. After your workout or after your run, that's when you can hold the stretches. But beforehand, you don't want to be actually holding them. You just want it to be fluid and a lot of movement. So make sure you're doing your warm-ups, make sure you're doing your cool downs, and allow time for the roll and release, because it will make you perform better. It will help to keep your posture better. It will keep your muscles healthier. Another thing with the rolling is, as well as sort of helping to break down those adhesions that form, we've got nerve receptors in the cells, in the muscular cells and in the skin cells. When if there's inflammation there and it gets very sore, it's thought that rolling can help to calm those nerve receptors, so it helps to diminish the pain there as well. And then lastly, if you are stuck, I just want to cover this because so many people have problems with their shoulders. If you're stuck and you've got lumpy bits, or it's extremely sore, like mine is there, and you've got somebody that can give you a helping hand, a technique which is a bit painful but it's incredibly effective is for the person that's helping you, so you sit down or get on the floor, the person helping you going to tell you to breathe out, so you take a deep breath in and breathe out, and as you breathe out, they use their thumb and they use the sort of weight of their other hand as well as full body weight onto where that lump is, where that adhesion is, and press onto it for between 30 and 60 seconds. Come off, give you a few seconds off, deep breath in, whew, exhale, and back in they go again. And you do that about 3 times. And the idea of that is it sort of resets how the muscle fibers are responding. And it can be a very, very effective way of getting rid of knots in your shoulders and in very hard to reach places. So just wanted to share that with you. It's something that I experienced recently, and it was amazing how much better I felt just by doing the rolling session I did an all over body rolling session, but I felt so much better by, my legs didn't have that heavy feeling after it anymore. And so I'm actually looking forward to my next running session, because I should have been able to run that last one a lot easier than I did. And it was only because my muscles needed a roll out. These rollers are not expensive. I think 25, 30 quid bucks. Then mine's by Physio World. It's a really good one. I would get the long one. You can get shorter ones. I think the long one's easier because you don't fall off it so much. If you want me to share some rolling exercises that you can do, let me know and I'll pop a video together and do those. So leave a message in the comments or send me a message and I will do a rolling video for you. But I hope that's helped. Just do remember, it's so important to not just do the exercise, but to do the warm up and the cool down, and schedule at least one rolling session on your muscles once a week. So catch you soon.